Hi, friends. Today, the specific innovation that we are talking about is transportation. So we're going to talk about transportation throughout history and how it has changed. So I have 6 pictures for you, and I'm going to show them to you in order. And then your activity will be to put those pictures in order from the earliest until now. So let's get started. Way back at the very beginning of the United States, pretty much the only way people had to get around was on horses. They didn't have the horses didn't drag anything. There weren't a lot of them at the same time. They were just horses. So people would travel on horses way longest ago that we're talking about. All right. Then people found out that after the horse, that they could start building covered wagons. And the horses could pull the covered wagons. Now, the covered wagon was better than the horse because this horse, you couldn't carry very much stuff, right? There's not really any space to put anything on the horse to carry it. You couldn't put your bags in there. You couldn't carry all your food. It was just pretty much you on the horse and maybe one bag. When they got the covered wagons, now more people could ride together and maybe only 2 horses would have to pull this, and they could pull 4 or 5 people, maybe a whole family. And they could pull their things, their food and their clothes and all the things they needed to get where they were going. So horse, then covered wagon. After the covered wagon came something really important that was really new, and it came a while later. The next thing that we know about is the steamboat. And this was really important because in America, when people started moving west, we found out there was lots of water and people found out how to use it. They found out that you could make a boat that could go in the water, and a steamboat is pretty big and it could carry lots more stuff than a covered wagon, and it could go across water. So now the covered wagons didn't have to go around the water and find a path. They could go directly across it, and they could carry more things at one time. So the steamboat was the next innovation. After the steamboat, and around the same time, not too far apart, came the railroad. And railroads were also really important when people started moving west in America because railroads did the same thing as steamboats, except they could go across land. So if you had a steamboat, you were only going across rivers, lakes, not even really the ocean. It was things inside the United States. So water here, big lakes, big rivers, things like that. Steamboats were helpful. Then they found out how to build railroads. They used a lot of the same technology to build steamboats and railroads. They both use steam, coal, things like that. And the railroad came about. They took a long time to build railroads. It's a lot of work to build a railroad. We still see them now. But lots of the railroads that we have now were built a way long time ago by people who were using them, and they're still there. But it takes a lot of time to put all of the metal in the ground and make sure that the train cars can go across the railroad. This was next. Then the car. The car came about because people found out that we could move quickly and we could take lots of things with us, but people wanted to do it by themselves. They didn't want to have to wait on a steamboat or a train to come by. They wanted to go by themselves. So the automobile came next. This is what a car looked like way back at the very beginning. Think about our cars now. They've changed a lot, even since they were invented. Then the most recent innovation we've had in normal transportation that doesn't include space shuttles and things was an airplane. And this is the same as this car. This is what it looked like way back at the beginning. Do our planes look like this now? Not really even close. They look very different. Our planes now are much bigger. They can carry lots more people and cargo or things. So airplane is the most recent. So when you put these in order, you're going to put horse, covered wagon, steamboat, railroad, automobile, and airplane. And now you know a little bit of the history of transportation. Bye, friends.